The Alabama Crimson Tide come into this 2023 college football season with a big question mark at the most important position on offense. The Alabama Crimson Tide lose Bryce Young to the NFL, and there is a QB problem for Alabama. Tyler Buchner transfers to Alabama after an off-and-on career at Notre Dame. He ended it with an emphatic win at the Gator Bowl last season versus South Carolina that was an up-and-down game the entire way. A slow start in the first half for the Notre Dame offense saw a great second half from Buchner and led them to a win. Buchner did throw 2 pick sixes in that game, but led them down the field into a game-winning touchdown drive. Tyler Buchner provides something that Alabama quarterbacks don't currently have on their roster, and that is toughness and game readiness. Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson, the projected 1 and 2 coming into the season, now have a battle with Tyler Buchner in there as well. Tyler Buchner has toughness. South Carolina had 2 sacks in that game, but the pressure from the South Carolina defensive line was immense. Not only that, Tyler Buchner had that a lot of the time at Notre Dame this season when he got playing time. Buchner brings grit and determination to a team that desperately needs it with the experience of Bryce Young gone. Jalen Milroe was projected to be the starter before news of Tyler Buchner's transfer came. With his 6 career passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and 3 interceptions, Jalen Milroe did get some playing time last season in the stead of Bryce Young when he was injured. But perhaps the most troubling is that those interceptions, 2 of them came against non-conference opponents, Utah State and Austin Peay. Jalen Milroe also has the threat of the run. 263 yards rushing last season, 1 touchdown, with his best game coming against Arkansas in 90-plus yards. However, Tyler Buchner also has this in his arsenal as well. 300-plus rushing yards in 2021 when he got the majority of his playing time. 3 touchdowns and 61 yards in the bowl game on the ground with 2 rushing touchdowns against South Carolina, and his most impressive performance and most definitely left a mark on the mind of Nick Saban. Ty Simpson was projected to be QB number 2 in the depth chart and also has the run offense prowess available. Has plenty of high school experience doing so, came from a run option program in high school, was a 5-star coming out of high school, and definitely wants to be the Alabama quarterback. Unfortunately for him, I don't think that is in the cards at this moment. Buchner would not have transferred in otherwise if he thought that this was not a viable option and something that he can achieve. The offense and the program, honestly, likely have an affinity for Ty Simpson and Jalen Milroe, but one of them will likely be out of the program and transferring on elsewhere. Buchner will also be reunited with former offensive coordinator Tommy Rees, who left the Notre Dame program to join Nick Saban after Bill O'Brien left for the NFL. Both Tommy Rees and Tyler Buchner will both want each other to be the one helping them out in this situation. Tommy Rees recruited him, coached him, knows what he's getting out of Tyler Buchner, and will definitely want to make a huge first impression in season number 1 under Nick Saban. Leaving from Notre Dame to Alabama is a big step. An independent/ACC football program to joining the SEC and the most dominant coach of all time is definitely a step up and an upgrade, and I think Tommy Rees will be pushing for his guy, Tyler Buchner, to join that offense at number 1. Notre Dame thrived on a run-first offense. They've always had that run-dominant scheme, and then not-so-great pass catchers. That will be the same here, but Alabama will have the pass catchers necessary for Buchner to thrive. Jace McClellan will be RB1 and match the departing Jahmyr Gibbs' touchdown output along with 655 yards and 7 touchdowns. Running back 2 and 3, Roydell Williams and Miller both return, Williams with 4 rushing touchdowns and Miller with 2. The skills of Tyler Buchner, particularly the ability to run, can be showcased with the threat of running backs, and something that anyone that watched Notre Dame football last year and Buchner in his career can say. Milroe has that, Simpson has that, but Buchner has proven to have that and has plenty of college football experience, especially in that bowl game when the game did not mean much to either of the teams, was just based purely on skill and going out there and getting the win and looking forward to next season. Buchner will have the experience of the bowl game and the Notre Dame season, along with the talent of Alabama, something that he didn't have while at Notre Dame. NFL talent pass catchers, more specifically, two of the top pass catchers for Alabama return. Jermaine Burton with his 677 yards and 7 touchdowns, and wide receiver 2, Ja'Cory Brooks, 644 yards and 8 touchdowns. The Alabama offense will also be aided by Malik Benson, the top JUCO wide receiver, who got offers from Oregon, Tennessee, and others, and will most definitely make an impact. Nick Saban already speaking highly of him, saying that he will be a good all-around player for the Crimson Tide. The offensive line will be better than he had at Notre Dame, who has consistently put out NFL talent as well at both schools, so Buchner will be used to that. But the SEC schedule is going to be a little bit tough and something that Buchner has not faced before, but he does have the experience over the two, Milroe and Simpson. If Buchner is not the starter week 1, then the Texas game week 2 will definitely make Saban show his cards. As Saban learned last year, every game is crucial, and the margins are getting slimmer and slimmer every year, especially in a tough SEC. Thankfully, that game is at home, so it may be a good environment for Buchner to face a tough test at home against a team that is talented and almost beat Alabama last season. To many college football pundits, Georgia and Kirby Smart supplanted Alabama as top dogs, but this season can be a step back to number 1 for Alabama, and Buchner is the man for the job. Buchner currently sits on DraftKings to win the Heisman 60-1. Not a terrible investment, especially considering Alabama has a favorable schedule with all their tough games at home. Bama to win the national championship plus 550, second right behind the SEC talented Georgia squad, and over 10.5 wins plus 135, meaning Alabama can lose one game or less, and that is a winner right there. That is shaded to the over plus 135 is the underdog. So thank you all for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow the page here. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about as we prep for the college football season. And follow the Free Money Podcast on Spotify. Thank you. See you next time.